Good morning, Tim Hinchey. How are you, Tim? Can you hear me okay? Oh, wait a minute. I can see you, but I can't hear you.
We can.
How's that?
Oh, there we go.
Good. Yeah.
Are you aware of the fact you're not pulling anything over on us, Tim? We know you're Superman, despite the fact you're wearing your big glasses like that. I can see that you're Superman.
Well, it's a super need for my eyes.
Oh, okay.
Those are kind of like Clark Kentish. But
Yeah,
cool. Thanks for calling. We were curious. I'm extremely fascinated by the fact that USA Swimming has transformed a football stadium into a swimming pool.
Yeah, it's been a dream for us. Give me one break here and turn off some music.
Okay, wait a minute. What's that music now?
Oh, he's just turning it off.
Okay.
Got it.
I was watching a video of the transformation of a stadium into a pool. Is this the first time anything at this magnitude has been done?
It has for an NFL stadium. This was, one of our visions was to take the sport to a bigger level. We've been very blessed to be in Omaha for 4 trials previous to this, where we did build pools in a basketball arena that sat about 13,000. But the idea here was to go bigger. This is our chance for our sport every 4 years, kind of twice like trials. And then, for the Olympics, we're big, we're winning the medals. We're on NBC Live prime time, which is great. But for a chance to us to go to a major city, a sports city like Indianapolis, has a phenomenal history in swimming with us, over 100 years since we last had the trials here in 1924. And to really dream big was an opportunity we shared with the Indiana Sports Corp folks, and we're really excited to be here.
I was just looking online, Tim, and it said that the 1924 in Indianapolis, the trials were held at Broad Ripple High School, and the Olympics, of course, were in Paris in 1924 . So now here we go.
I'll be darned.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. Now,
I'm more than just a pretty face, fellas.
what will the capacity be for the swim meet for the Olympic trials in theory?
So the setup they have for us was similar. If you saw the All-Star Skills game that was at Lucas Oil that Saturday night, it seats about 30,000. So big arena, big space, big magnitude, as you suggest earlier, big opportunity. So what we're trying to do on opening night is set the world record for an indoor swim meet, which is 16,000, which was done in Rio at the Olympics in 2016. So if we can stay above 16,000 and set records every night, I'll be pretty happy.
Now, I have a question that you may not be in your sphere of knowledge here. It's my understanding that a couple of the swimming events are going to be done in the River Seine in Paris. Is that still going to happen?
Yeah, as of right now, it is. In fact, the mayor is going to, quote, dive in and swim in the Seine to prove how clean it is on, I think, June 23rd, which is the last night of our trials. So she'll be dipping into the Seine at that point to kind of make a point.
And and so is Macron, I read. Oh, whatever his name is, yeah.
I think so. I think that's exactly right. So they're going to make that effort to show people they've cleaned it up. They've done a lot of work on it. I certainly applaud the effort to make it a clean river and to give it back to the Parisians to have a place where they can go and have beaches and be part of that from a swimming perspective. But it's a big to-do. So we're a little concerned, honestly, from USA Swimming perspective. I think some other nations are as well. Our open water athletes are going to be out there for 10K. So that's about a 2-hour swim. So it's not like the triathlon. It's in for 1,500. You're in and you're out. This is a big deal. So from a health and safety perspective, we're a little concerned.
Now, are you going to hop in to show the the swimmers that it's okay? If the mayor can do it, it's good enough for the mayor. It's good enough for you?
She actually invited me to do it with her, to be fair. So I was out there. I've been on a couple visits this year in preparation for the games. And obviously our friends at the embassy have connected us and they thought about doing it. I said, I'd love to, but I'll be in Indianapolis for naming our team for the Olympics. So I can't make it.
Because I was hoping you could put on one of those bathing suits they wore in 1924, the big striped numbers. And,
and the mustache.
Yes, I would rather do that. I would rather do that than show off myself in a Speedo. So yes, I would.
Okay. Well, this is an amazing transformation. I just think it's so cool. When I first heard about it a year ago, I could not believe it because I've been to that stadium many, many times. But to see with swimming pools is going to be super cool. And so I hope a lot of people show up. I know I'm going to head down there to see it.
And, also, Tom, on Georgia Street, USA Swimming Live, presented by Purdue University, fans are able to celebrate the Paris Olympic Games and the U.S. Olympic swimming trials at Lucas Oil. A 66-foot 14,000-pound Eiffel Tower replica right there on Georgia Street. What do you think of that, Tom?
That's correct.
Correct me if I'm wrong. That's larger than the actual Eiffel Tower.
It is. It's about 4.5 times larger.
Yeah, 4.5 times larger.
I hope somebody warned Tim that accuracy on this program was always limited.
Okay.
Oh,
No, it's perfect for me. That's perfect for me.
now I've been reading about what will the water temperature be, Tim, in the pools that they set up at Lucas Oil?
About 78 degrees, 78, 79 degrees. So, which is pretty much typical for most competition pools. You know, your standard, if you went to go lap swim over here at the Y or something like that, it's going to be in the low 80s, which takes care of learn to swim lessons and other lap swimmers. But when you get to a competition pool, it's usually in the high 70s. They like it a little bit chilled, ready for those long races.
And my dumb question is, do they have like gigantic water heaters below the pool somewhere?
Yes, they do. If you watch the time-lapse video, you'll see all that underneath stuff very quickly. But the amount of efforts these engineers, the people that make the pools, which is Murtha out of Italy, that do this for the Olympics and World Championships and build pools all over the world, have done a great job as always. They've done this for us for multiple Olympics. Spirit Corporation, Councilman Hunsucker, and Dodd Technologies, also based here in Indianapolis. Ironically, all the trials we've ever done, we've had to bring Dodd from Indianapolis to come build these things for us. So it's great to do this in their backyard for the first time, which is fantastic.
Is a deeper pool faster?
Absolutely. It's a couple meters deep. So you're talking 6 to 8 feet across the board, no matter what. You'll have double lane lines on the edges. You'll have an open lane in finals on the edges. So again, the wave that comes up from the bottom, you want to make that as clean as water as possible. So deep water is always better.
Okay. And obviously the diving competition will be elsewhere.
Yeah.
Because having a 6-foot depth might be problematic. I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
That is not the sport that I oversee, but I wish them well.
Tim, is it true that if an athlete urinates in the water, there's a chemical where the color of the water will change around that athlete?
So sorry, Tim.
No. We tried. Actually, if you go back, if you look up social media, we tried that as our April 1st joke this year. We announced the big company that made that chemical, and we scared a lot of our swimmers. It was pretty bad.
I read that there are 1,000 competitors. How many are really competing to make the team?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, so our standards are the highest in the world. This is the toughest meet to make. In fact, when you talk to our athletes, they'll tell you this is way more pressure packed than getting the Olympics because, again, just the top two basically make it for each event, right? So a couple more for relays and the 100 free, the 200 free, but really it's the top two. So of the 1,000 that make it, which is a huge standard, I certainly never made Olympic trials cuts. And so it's something that every swimmer in the country knows that's the gold standard if you can make it. Of that, to your question, about 200 are really trying to make that team of 52. So it's incredibly competitive. It's highly pressure filled. But again, once they make this team, they feel great. The pressure is off, and now they become a team. In fact, our team is going to be named on the 23rd. We're going to keep them together that night after we celebrate them. They're going to have their first workout as a team together that Monday morning at the championship pool in Indianapolis. They'll go home for a couple days to see their families. We'll then rally the team together in Raleigh, North Carolina, where we'll have a domestic camp for about 10 days. We'll then charter the athletes to Croatia. We'll have another international camp for about the same amount of time before we deliver them via charter plane to Paris on about the 22nd of July.
Oof.
All right. Okay. Well, thanks, Tim. Much appreciated.
Yes.
Congratulations, and congratulations to the engineers who did it. I think it's absolutely incredible and super cool.
We can't wait to see it in person.
And I think you shouldn't chicken out on swimming in the Seine.
I'll send you a snap if I do it.
All right.
And since it's Paris, you have to smoke a cigarette while you're swimming.
Let's not be crazy. Get your shots, okay?
Hey, Tim, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
And balance a glass of wine on your head. Wouldn't that be?
That would be something.
Yeah, you can tell he doesn't want to get in the river.
Yeah, he comes back with crippling diarrhea. That's all we need.